For them to come out and look at it. I just like come in notoriously bad secret keeper. Yeah, I put the last one in. I think that they were just worried about the stability. I don't think it's anything else.
I think that's full.
Sweet house. Installing this is more important. Oh, good.
There. Okay, come on. هتلاقي لما النوت بوتيجي There. Please.